Look! This is it, Luigi.
So I'm a little late to the party with this video, but I am very excited for this game. After years of waiting and a few spin-offs later, Animal Crossing New Horizons has been officially revealed for a March 20th, 2020 release. Nintendo, take as much time as you need. I just wanted to see it, and you showed it. And it looks glorious. There is so much new stuff in this game that I think every Animal Crossing fan should be excited by, especially because Nintendo seems to be fixing a lot of the major problems New Leaf had. So I'd like to take some time today to just gush about this game and all the new features it's bringing to the table, as well as speculate other possible features that would make an already great looking game even better. So a few months ago, Ryan and I made a video discussing the features and changes we would like to see in the next Animal Crossing game, and if you haven't watched that video, well, don't bother. There's really no point because I'm going to be going over the list we made anyway. So here's the list. Anything highlighted in green is confirmed to be in New Horizons. Anything in yellow, there is at least some reason to believe it'll be in there. And the rest we have absolutely no idea. So let's start with the new features that are confirmed to be in New Horizons. And these are big changes that I was really hoping for, and I am actually very surprised that we saw pretty much all of them in this initial reveal trailer. Nintendo seems to be going all in on this game in terms of fixing problems people had. I am seriously pretty impressed. So player customization is a bit different this time around. Instead of answering a series of questions to decide your villagers' look, you can now just choose what they look like from a menu, I believe. I believe it's a menu. As far as I know, it's a menu. I think. Pocket Camp had this, and I think Happy Home Designer did as well. But what's really cool about this feature is that you can change your villager at any time you want. And options aren't limited to gender either, so your villager can look however you want it to. Oh, and skin color can be changed as well for the first time in a mainline Animal Crossing game. I mean, it took them long enough, to be quite honest, but I mean, it's here. It's here. I'm happy that it's here. I'm just happy to see the game being more inclusive to all types of players. I mean, the entire game is about customization and making things look exactly how you want them to. So all the new player customization options they're adding in this game were really just no-brainers. You can also change your hairstyle anytime you want, and this makes me curious about what's going to happen to Shampoodle. I really doubt they're going to get rid of Harriet. I'm assuming they're just going to repurpose her for something else. Maybe she could just be in charge of a Me-Face makeup shop, because you could do that in New Leaf and I believe Town and City as well. And I doubt the Me-Face would be an option in the initial character customization screen. So that's my best guess at the moment, but I guess it would make sense if they just wanted to give her a little makeup shop where you can get your Me character face for your villager, like Garfield and Danny DeVito. Or maybe you could unlock other hairstyles through her, or maybe she has some like special custom hairstyles that you can't actually get initially. I don't know, even though you can change your hairstyle at any time in the customization menu, I still think there's some stuff you can do with Harriet regarding a makeup shop. And speaking of shops, where exactly are they gonna be? We know there's a seaplane in the lower part of the village, so maybe it can take the player to the mainland where like a shopping district is. That plane definitely isn't for decoration. There's an icon on the map and everything, so it's definitely gonna be a means of transportation to where we have no idea. Also, the center of the island where the Nook shop is seems kind of small, like that dirt patch. I don't think that would be a place where all of the shops go. I really don't know how that space is going to expand in the future or what it's going to look like. But at the moment, it just seems kind of small. I don't think that's where they would put all the shops. At the very least, we know special characters are going to be making a return. So like Isabelle's coming back. We know that for a fact. We don't know exactly when she's going to be moving onto the island or what her purpose is going to be. But if I had to guess, I'm going to say we do make a town hall and we eventually hire her as the town manager or something. That's what the Polygon Interview seemed to be suggesting anyway. It's also been confirmed via an IGN interview that you can choose where villagers move in, which is actually maybe the best change from New Leaf so far. Like, this is huge. This is massive. Because in previous games, when villagers moved in, they would just move into a random part of your town. So if you had like a flower bed that you worked really hard on, you like arranged all the colors, or it was like all golden flowers, another villager could just move in right on top of those flowers and they would just be gone. Like, it was such a hassle to get your villagers to move where you wanted them to, because you would have to like place down those custom design tiles because they couldn't move on to those. So you just have to scatter those all around your town and just have like the one open space just be the dimensions of a house. And then the villager would just move on to that, and then you have to go back all around your town and get rid of all the tiles you don't want. It was just a massive hassle. But I think this change is also emphasizing one of the other major aspects of this game, and that is player control. I really like how we basically start out with nothing as opposed to having a base to work off, but it seems like you have control over pretty much everything going from there. Like, you can place furniture outside now. In the list we made, Ryan and I were hoping that each player would have a dedicated front yard to place furniture, but nah, you could just put it wherever you want. I really can't wait to see what people do with this. I feel like it's gonna make your town even more homey and cozy. It's just gonna be nice having a little barbecue out in front of your house. That's just cool, I like that. And then there's me that's just gonna put a bunch of tombstones behind Pietro's house. And speaking of that furniture, it also makes me wonder what's gonna happen to public works projects. Because I mean, they do kind of fill the same role now, don't they? Just objects you place outside. If they do bring back public works projects, I think it could just be like the larger scale projects, like the lighthouse and the windmill that took me 3 years to get requested. Yeah, hopefully they fix that process. But there's like no point in a bench public works project anymore because that could just be a furniture item. So maybe the public works projects, if they are back, are just going to be larger scale projects. But yeah, we have a lot of freedom with the furniture in this game, and it looks like we have quite a bit of space to work with too. The island seems pretty sizable, at least a little bigger than the New Leaf Town from what I can tell. It also looks like terrain elevation is back from City Folk. As you can see, the upper part of the island is a cliffside. It's not entirely clear if that area is accessible to the player. Based on this very low resolution screenshot of the map, it doesn't seem like there's a way to get up there, but I'd be kind of surprised if that area was completely inaccessible. That area takes up like a third of the island, and I don't think that space would just be wasted like that. So I'm thinking we can get up there somehow. Maybe we need to build a staircase or something. Or actually, now that I think of it, maybe that upper part could be where the shopping district goes. Like when all the special characters move in, they just start building their shops up top. That would make sense, right? But if that area really is inaccessible and it's just empty space, just going to waste, then I do feel like the island will feel a bit small. Again, this is just the E3 build of the game, so things could change in the future. But I would really like to build my house up on top of that cliff away from Pietro. That'd be nice. And speaking of houses, the locations you can place them are a lot less limited this time. You can live on the beach or really close to a river. It's great. Not exactly sure if houses are going to be able to externally expand like in previous games, like if they're going to get wider on the outside once you add more rooms to your house, mainly because of just how close you can place them to certain things, but I'm sure we're going to have the same amount of space inside to work with. Actually, we might have a little more space, because now you can move furniture in half units. This basically means you can place furniture closer together and in ways you couldn't before. Still no word if you're going to be able to move furniture via the touchscreen like in Happy Home Designer and the New Leaf Welcome Amiibo update, but given New Horizons doesn't have 2 screens, I wouldn't be holding my breath for this feature.
It's time for the moment you've been waiting for. Pads.
Pads! Pads! Yes! Yeah, we have paths now. This is
right on.
Oh man, custom design tiles are no more. We don't need them anymore, Nintendo. Get rid of them. So we've all used custom design tiles to make paths in our town, right? And it would just fill up the custom design slots that you had. I think you had like 8 or 10 of them. And the paths would most likely take up, what, like 6 slots, not leaving a ton of room for other designs, and it was just tedious. And I made another account on my New Leaf file specifically for laying down paths so I could have more room in my main account's custom design stock, I guess. And I would accidentally erase those tiles so often, and I would have to log into my other account, place the tiles back down, log out, and then go back to my main account. It was just a very tedious process. Also, the fact that the tiles, you would just walk over them and they would make grass sounds, even though visually they looked like flat bricks, but they would make grass sound. Yeah, the whole thing wasn't good. But yeah, we have dirt paths. I'm wondering if we can use other materials that we've gathered to make other types of paths. So maybe like stone paths or brick paths. I think that would be a very cool feature to give everybody's island a little more personality, because if everybody has dirt paths, every island is probably going to end up looking pretty similar for the most part. I mean, don't get me wrong, the dirt paths look far more aesthetically pleasing than anything New Leaf had to offer, so this is awesome. But yeah, crafting other paths would be kinda cool, especially because crafting is a very big part of this game now. Much like other games like Stardew Valley, you can gather materials to craft different items. You can also buy these items if you'd rather just use your bells, but crafting is always going to be an option. Now, before we get to some speculation, I have a few small things I'd just like to touch on real quick. Pole vaulting over rivers is pretty neat. I'm guessing it was a necessary addition because we're not going to have the town hall from the start, which means we're probably not going to be building bridges until later in the game. So it makes sense as just a way to get around the island easier. You can also pick flowers off of the stems so you don't actually need to replant them. Pretty neat. Nook phone, you can buy stuff. You can get crafting recipes. You can earn Nook miles, which do stuff, I think. Okay, let's get to the speculation. So these are things that haven't been confirmed to be in the game, but I'm just personally thinking that they are kind of likely. So first, let's talk villagers. So I think villagers are going to be more dynamic this time around. One of the main complaints from New Leaf was that the villagers were just kind of, like they all just kind of repeated themselves and they weren't super interesting. We know there aren't going to be any more personality types in this game, according to an IGN article, but we do know that there are going to be new ways to develop your friendships with villagers and that they will give you crafting recipes. I haven't played much of Pocket Camp, but I do know that there was like a friendship meter in that game, and if you like gave your villager stuff, then that meter would go up. So maybe something like that's going to appear in the game in some form. Another change I'm speculating is that the inventory is going to be expandable in some way. We got to look at the inventory in the E3 demo and it's looking kinda small. But at the end of the reveal trailer, we can see a villager wearing a backpack. I know backpacks are in Pocket Camp, but I don't really think they did anything aside from looking cool. So I'm really hoping the backpacks are going to be more functional this time around. Like if you got a backpack on, you got more inventory. Like that just makes perfect sense. Like why not? Next up is crossover content. Sure, this stuff is kinda to be expected at this point, but I'm hoping to see more of the New Leaf Welcome Amiibo kind of crossover content. New villagers from other games, new furniture sets, pretty much anything like that. Amiibo are confirmed to be compatible with this game, so hopefully Nintendo goes big and adds like Star Fox characters. I want Slippy Toad in my town, Nintendo. Funky Kong! They could add Funky Kong in! No, we already have the Donkey Kong villager. Just give him a bandana, sunglasses, and a tank top, and we just got Funky. Just Nintendo. I know you're listening. I know Reggie's watching this right now, even though he doesn't work there anymore. Just hey Reggie, you have connections. Just pass on that I want Funky, please. So on Twitter, I asked other people what features they would like to see in Animal Crossing New Horizons, and Katie brought up a few good points. So she wants QR code designs to make a comeback, and I definitely agree with this. And I think a way they could do it is by incorporating a QR code reader into the Nintendo Switch Online app. Because I'm assuming what's going to happen is there's going to be an Animal Crossing section of the app, kind of like Splatnet, where you can order furniture and clothes and stuff like that. And part of that app is going to be sharing designs, and Katie also brings that up too. But I think a QR code reader and a pattern sharing hub would have to be separated because you can actually turn images into QR code patterns for Animal Crossing using external software, and I feel like if those could be uploaded to the app and shared, then things would get out of hand pretty quickly. So what I'm thinking is that you can upload designs that you've made by hand, and you can download other designs that have been made by hand by other people, but you can still scan in QR codes for your own personal use. You just can't share them. Kitty also wants more multiplayer options, kind of like the island in New Leaf. And I agree that the island probably isn't going to make a comeback because the game already takes place on an island, but I do think some sort of multiplayer online hub is still going to appear in some way where you can just play with random people. Maybe it'll be like a pier or something. That'd be kind of cool. So I think that was pretty much all of the major additions and fixes that are either confirmed or I'm speculating to be in the game. But there are still a few things from my list that I just want to bring up really quick. Nintendo, let us relocate rocks. Please? I know we need them because they give us materials, but please let us move the rocks. There's this one area in my New Leaf town that I would love to put a bridge, but there's a rock on the other side of the river and it just kind of messes up all the design ideas that I had for that. Let the villagers wear pants. They have sleeves now. That's a step in the right direction, but it ain't pants, Nintendo! Different shaped rooms for your house, more layout options are always welcome. If we can eventually build and manage a town hall, add some new ordinances in, specifically for bugs and fish. Make it so activating them will allow season exclusive bugs and fish to have a chance of appearing at any time in the year. Nintendo obviously doesn't want people to use time travel, which is part of the reason why cloud saves aren't in the game, which really sucks. This would make it less of a hassle to collect everything. Happy Home Showcase rework now that the Switch doesn't have Street Pass. Basically basically update the showcase daily with random houses from the internet, and then just have the same functionality as the showcase in New Leaf going from there. I really like the showcase in New Leaf. It was great seeing other people's rooms and actually being able to order furniture from those rooms. Don't take that away, that was always very exciting whenever I street pass people. My friend Arya suggested guest houses for friends visiting your island, although I am pretty sure it's been confirmed that you can't have a house on a friend's island. So sorry Arya, no Minecraft servers here. And last but certainly not least,
Waluigi hat.
Okay, that's all the time I've got. I gotta get back to waiting for Animal Crossing New Horizons on my Nintendo Switch. And if you'd like to see more Animal Crossing stuff like this on the channel, please let me know. Don't know when we'll be getting more news about this game, but I'll be there to cover it and speculate whenever the opportunity arises. Hope you enjoyed and that you were just as excited about this game as I am. I put an absurd amount of time into New Leaf, like 800 or 900 hours or something like that, and I can definitely see myself putting just as much, if not more time into this game. So yeah, shoot me your ideas in the comments. I would love to hear some more speculation about this game. Just give me more Animal Crossing stuff to look through. I just cannot wait for this game. But yeah, thank you so much for watching, and I will see you in the next video.